Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have another interesting video. This time working on a 2003 Pontiac Grand Prix 3.8 engine. It's a Pontiac Grand Prix GT. This is sent to me by Pedro Rivera Negron in Puerto Rico. He's a very good friend of mine, and he's a great technician. So he was working on this car, and he's like, "Hey Mike, I have a problem with this computer. For some reason, it's not turning the clutch, the AC compressor clutch on." And I said, well, send it over. Let me see if I can do repairs. These are the old style Chevy, GM computers. They're finding Silverados and same look, different internals, right? All right, so but yeah, so the first thing that I want to do is always reproduce the customers, or in this case, my friend's concern. All right, so I got the computer connected. I'm going to go briefly of what it needs in order to communicate. The communication to the scanner is established via class 2 network or serial 2. Very simple. What I need in here is in this computer has two 80 pin connectors. That's marked clear, and the other one is blue. So this is connector 2 and this is connector 1. I have the uh, pinouts out of Pro Demand, so I can show you here based on the bin number. Again, it's a Grand Prix GT 3.8. I can go scrolling down, and so you can see all the signals, but realistically, for what we need, I think it's easier to find it in my page. Again, if you need anything else, everything is in there. But so we have, and actually I have to add another one in here, which is I'm using, which is the low speed fan. And I'm going to show you in a second why. So let me just write down in here, speed fan. It's in, yeah, that will be in connector blue, C1, pin 6. I always try to get all my information out of, and I can see it right here. So connector, let me scroll down. Well, actually, I can do that here. I forgot that this is, well, this is a PDF, but yeah, we can see that this is connector C1 blue, and I am C1 blue. Give me 1 second. All right, so I was saying connector C1 blue, again, 80 pins at both of them. And we can see the low speed fan control for the relay, right, is in pin 6. And that's how I get all the information in here. So we got powers, we got in the connector blue, we got ignition on pin 19 and battery positive and pin 20. Grounds on the blue connector still 16, 56, 57, and 60. Um, Now we're looking at communications because this has two communication. This is for the internal, and this is for class 2 data. You can do programming in here. I mean, this is an old vehicle, so very hard to do, but it's possible. The AC clutch relay activation is in the same connector in pin 39. I was looking for the coolant temperature sensor, and it's on the order connector, now the clear connector C2. And actually, I was wrong. The AC clutch is in the connector C239. Let me just double check that. Make sure I have that correct. Make sure what is in 39 I use in here. And if I go to the other connector, I'm going just fast. So yeah, we can see 39 AC compressor clutch relay control. All right, so we are good. So it is on this connector 2 clear. We already talked about the ECT, coolant temperature sensor, and pin 26 AC request signal. This is the signal that's coming from the HVAC module, let's say, or your switch, and it's a positive signal. And I show you that also in a second. It's on pin 22. Again, the low speed fan on the connector C1 blue, pin 6, and the AC pressure sensor signal and connector 2 clear, pin 27. All right, so I am there right now. I can establish communication. I think this actually reads the bin number. Let me actually, because I did that and I selected automatically. Well, let's just do this now since I have everything connected. So what I want to show you is I don't like, at first, the pressure sensor was reading properly, even though it's not stopping the activation. I'm not cranking the car. I don't need to crank the car for this bidirectional controls to take effect. But I want to make sure the actual logic on the computer is good. I can see my coolant temperature sensor and I can change the values in here. So I can go down in temperature and you will see that. Let me just see. Yeah, so 158, 149, and I can go, as you can see, it's changing. So let me go back to where we were, which is around 168 or 158, sorry, degrees. The AC request signal, again, is just a positive signal, and I can see that on the oscilloscope, but I'm just providing a 12 volts in here. And now you can see the AC request went from yes to no. If I put a power in here, now it says yes. So the computer sees that it has a request for the AC compressor to come on. It's going to check the coolant temperature sensor and other parameters when the engine is running to activate that compressor clutch, the relay, right? I don't like that. My air conditioning pressure sensor is reading -7, even though I can change the signal. And I'm actually providing right now almost 5 volts. And I'm going to change it so you guys can see that when I go down, it's reading 0 volts, -15 psi. But all I can come up, providing the voltage, is that amount and -7. If I use again my um, sorry, not multimeter, my my oscilloscope, which I have ready to go. I can put the yellow channel into the yellow cable, which is that signal. Let me just put that in here, just to see if indeed we are reaching that voltage as my simulator shows. So let me activate the yellow channel. And where are you, yellow? Let me raise the voltage a little bit so we can see it more. I don't see it. Oh, it's because it's time 10, so let me change that to 1. Now we got that correct. And if we put our cursor on there, we can see that we're providing 4.62 around there. So if I go down to 1.4, it's going to change or not. Looks like my scope got stuck. Oh no, it's just very slow for some reason. I can change. I think it's my sample rate is too high and it's making the scope too slow. Not really necessary to put down my sample rate for these signals. All right, so yeah, that's why. So if we move the other channels, the red channel here, now we are around that voltage 1.3, 1.4. So yes, I am providing that signal and I'm right here. So if anything is shorted or something, that will change. And we can immediately know that indeed is this in here, because look at when I unplug that yellow cable, what it reads on the pressure. See, it went to -15. So when I connected it back, I am again disconnected here, and I'm going to connect this with one hand back in there, and now it's reading -13 again because I went down in voltage, and now I'm going almost to 5 volts, and then it's now reading 7, and that is no good because this is a 0 to 5 volts sensor as far as I understand. Let me just double check. So with the wiring, I got that open somewhere. So you can go to the wire diagrams, system wire diagram, engine control. Actually, maybe air conditioning is probably the best, right? Let me select that. And it's a 5-volt reference you see right here. So let me make this a little bigger. But we had a 5-volt reference coming into the sensor, and then a low voltage reference, and then the signal going out to the AC pressure signal on pin 27 clear connector C2, which is exactly where we are. So something is not right either on the logic of the computer or in the actual board. I have not, I mean, fully opened the computer yet. I just took the cover out in order to, gain access and make sure it's not a, fully corroded computer or something like that. But so we are indeed correct. And the reason I wanted to double check this is because it's an old vehicle. Some of these old vehicles, especially for GM products, they were using a 9-volt reference signal. So I want to make sure that we are indeed in the correct um, voltage range. So we got again the clutch request on pin 22, and remember this call that comes from the HVAC control module. That's just on and off signal, and then when that is fulfilled, the computer, this is the powertrain computer right here, it will send the control activation to the AC clutch relay, which is being feed by a fuse 28 ignition, ABS ignition says. So we have battery voltage in here, so obviously the computer is providing the ground, and then when the relay closes, it will send that power down to the clutch, which has a constant a constant ground on the A terminal, but that's inside the, like in the clutch, AC clutch. So everything that we have is good. This is no good. I don't like that signal, but let's move on into actuations. And this is things that you can do with your scanners. Look, I'm having this. I would really like to have Pedro send me a little more of this data and anybody that has problems. So, because I'm a data analytic person, I like to have data to analyze it and say, okay, well, do these tests and these tests on the vehicle. Okay, yes, it's 100% the problem in the computer, and let's see that we have no other issues because, yeah, I'm not saying Pedro's diagnostics is right in the money, but I would like to know if this is a problem because I think he mentioned something about having an AC pressure sensor fault. And if that is the case, that might make this computer not repairable because sensors, signals going inside the computer are most likely logic, and that is microprocessor. So, but we'll see. All right, so going into engine data. Oh, we were already there. Sorry. I'm talking in I love sometimes what I'm doing. We're going to go over to actuation. So we're going to get out of here. We're going to actuation tests. So right now I have a test light to power, and then the actuation is going to happen in here. So this one right now is the low speed fan. So I'm going to select that one, engine output controls, and we're going to select the fan relays, the low speed fan, and we're going to actuate it. So I'm going to make sure the light is there. Sometimes not enough distance, right? But so I'm going to click on, and you're going to see the test light coming on, and we can see it right there. So off, on, and off. So that's for the low speed fan. So using the same test light that we know is working 100%, I'm just going to move it now to the one for the AC clutch, which is, if I can put it, sometimes one-handed is hard. Let me switch hands. I'm a right-handed person, but sometimes I can handle things better with my left hand. All right, so let's go back to actuations, and now we're going to select the air conditioning AC relay. So we're going to select that, and I'm going to do that on, off, right? So same place, and I'm going to click it on. It changed the command state to on, but I don't see a response in there. And then now I can definitely agree, and I can show you that it's in the on, and there is no change in there. So with this, I can say that Pedro's diagnostics is right in the money. The computer is indeed the problem, and it has two problems. So we have a AC pressure sensor signal that is not reporting properly, and then clutch actuation not working. So we'll see again if I can repair this computer or else he's going to have to source one because these are old computers. Sometimes it's very, very hard to find parts. I have another one in here from another customer. This is from a Silverado, and we were down into no repair due to these components. Um, Most of the drivers are obsolete, and I cannot find a supplier. And this is what it makes it hard because you want to repair this computer is clean, it's no burn, no nothing, and this is also a relay. So hopefully it's not the case with Pedro, but if that is indeed at the end the case, then it's going to be a non repairable or not repairable computer due to no parts available. All right, guys, thank you so much for visiting the channel. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. I'm really looking forward to get to the 50,000 subscribers mark and maybe even 100, right? Sky's the limit. So thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye bye.